Here we are at the Green Room. And what's amazing about the Green Room at the ABC is that there is not a bit of green to be seen. And we're waiting for...
Go closer to home. The man who brought you, or who was integral in at least, the World Expo 88 art trail, well, he's got something new on the burner, a new campaign, and it's just as big. Peter Racy, or Mr. Expo as we like to call him around here, is pushing for the world's largest legacy footprints. From Brisbane to Billow to Longreach, Caboolture, Kingaroy, you all should be involved in this. Peter Racy is about to tell us why. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Terry, and you've set such a high standard for me to jump. I feel embarrassed now.
Oh, come on, you've already jumped over World Expo 88 Art Trail. You've done so many big things. Just explain to us what, in fact, is a legacy footprint.
Well, after the Shanghai World Expo, the Chinese were left with a brilliant set of buildings, and they actually went to the BIE and said, oh, we'd like to host a world first, a World Expo museum, and they established it. World Expo 88 is not mentioned, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, that's a bit of an oversight.
Well, it's just how we figure in the world of Expo, to be brutally honest.
I'll never believe that, Peter. Keep going.
And so that then sparked off right around the world major renovations in the World Expo legacies. And the committee that helped build the World Expo 88 Art Trail in Brisbane, and with the ABC's great help, got Ken Doan on board and restored and saved the Expo 88 Australia signs up at Caboolture. They are all in the regions. I mean, Jason Ford's in Kingaroy, Greg Riddell is in Caboolture, and we keep talking about, well, just how are we going to leverage up the World Expo 88 Art Trail? And as much as I love it,
yeah,
and as much as the current Lord Mayor's done a great job on finishing it, which he has, it's really not world building, I hate to say. I mean, there are great art. I mean, there's 254 tonnes of art in New York that relate to World Expo in one piece.
Right.
Right? So, you know, very hard to argue
yeah.
that we stand in the world thing. And what sunk into my mind is that there is a great Expo legacy in Billawheeler, and there is now, courtesy of the state government, a great bit of World Expo legacy out at Longreach. Lo and behold, that's an area that covers 96,000 square kilometres. That's hard to beat.
That is hard to
beat. I mean, that's bigger than some countries that have hosted.
See, now you're getting fired up.
Exactly right, and that's when that sunk into my poor little brain. I then convinced Jason and Greg to come on board, and Jason Ford is a great graphic artist, and he's come up with a fantastic logo. At the same time as all this was going on, I was speaking to the BIE about, well, just, you know, we've got this idea and concept.
What's the BIE again?
Bureau of International Exhibits. They are the official body that run it. And they've slowly but surely come on board. So in November, I've got to go over there and do a presentation. I'm hoping that we can seal the deal. In amongst all of this, though, the state government, through the local member, Jackie Trad, has been really supportive and very helpful and has opened the door. So now I'm speaking to the parliamentary precinct in relation to an Art Buster piece over there.
Well, actually, let's jump into that, because I know for your grand vision to be complete, there are a couple of puzzle pieces that need to be added into this. So what is missing at the moment?
Well, it's a matter of not necessarily missing, but in how you enhance the concept and how you get value add out of it and how you get momentum. Ken Doan's come on board, and because there was a piece of the skater, which is now at Cannon Hill, right on the front entrance, looks beautiful, fantastic piece that Adrian Schrinner actually personally helped save.
What's at the entrance of?
The Murray Recreation Reserve.
Right.
Yep, and it's a little boy, and he used to be sitting on a 6 metre high metal sea. And there were other pieces that were attached to it, but they were lost over time. So the metal sea was not required by the Brisbane City Council. It has gone to Caboolture. Ken Doan's come on board with the concept that it will now be the giant sea for the children of UNICEF.
Right.
And he has been a UNICEF ambassador since World Expo 88. and because of World Expo 88. So he's come on board. So not only will Caboolture have the Australia signs, it will have this...
The big C.
The big C for the children of UNICEF.
So skip back to the parliamentary precinct.
What's
there that you'd like to maybe enhance more or get more people to see?
Yep, so at the same time as Caboolture is coming on board, Kingaroy, I started to, as I was collecting real Expo 88 art pieces for the Brisbane City Council, they had a collection, courtesy of Southbank, that was then started to be surplus to their requirements, because they weren't actually from Expo, they were from Loganholme, made at the same time, made with the same artist, made in the same factory, made with the same conceptual design framework, but not from Expo. They have now gone to Kingaroy, and there are 8 of those up there. And what's missing is some real live Expo pieces. And so the diligent work that Jason and Greg and myself have done have identified that there is man watching the grass grow in the parliamentary precinct, and there is a piece
not
called...
Not the politicians, this is actually a sculpture, so just check
it's a non-moving piece.
Okay.
Although some of the politicians don't move very
fast. All right,
anyway.
there's lots of lines there, let's keep moving.
So, and then there's a piece called the sculptor at the Works building at Cannon Hill.
Right.
Either one of those pieces give a huge amount of legitimacy to what's going on in Kingaroy. So not only will we have the world's largest legacy footprint, it will actually then be a draw card to get people out of Brisbane and into the regions. And so we'll have this international narrative.
Yep.
Because 96,000 square metres,
kilometres,
that competes with the Unisphere in New York. It competes, I reckon, with the Eiffel Tower. It competes with what Spokane has just done on a $25 million renovation of their old US pavilion, and it competes with the Seattle Sky Needle, and they've just spent $150 odd million. So all of these World Expo 88 cities have been investing in their legacy since Shanghai opened up the World Expo Museum.
So they've opened the door. You want to walk through it with this legacy footprint, but there is that question about the money. How much money is needed to make all of this happen, Peter?
None? Not a cent.
Nothing.
Because it's there. It is just a matter of picking up the concept. The artwork's been done by Jason.
Yep.
The sculptures are sitting basically in storage, more or less, and not necessarily in the best environment. If they go up to Kingaroy, they can go into a proper museum. And there's a councillor up there, Danita Potter. She is personally restoring some of the artwork. So it's not costing the taxpayers anything. And it's empowering the year of the outback tourism and leaving a real tangible legacy. And it's also a great example of cooperation between the Brisbane City Council and the state government. And I'm quite sure a lot of people would say, why can't that happen at Metro?
It's win-win. Oh yeah, well let's not get into Metro. I mean, you might be able to solve the the problems of getting the Expo 88 pieces out there, but let's not try the Metro. I think that's far too big. But you are a big dreamer, and if the price of a dream is free, then I really do hope that levels of government and others get behind you on this. So the key date for you is in November. What happens there again?
Well, I take the concept and the artwork over to the BIE, Bureau of International Exhibits, do a presentation, and as long as they don't viciously object to it and let us use it, not that they can really stop us, but it's always nice to have a pat on the back and say, we really love this concept, and that's what I'm after.
All right, well, good luck with that meeting in November. It sounds like there's a lot of positive noise around this here in Queensland. Come back and tell us after November how the meeting goes, and another update on where you are in planning what we hope will be one of the biggest or the biggest legacy footprints in Expo. The biggest. Think big, dream big.
That's it.
Achieve big. Peter Racy, thank you.
Thank you. Good.
That was great. It was really nice how you came right around to the start again and sort of really packaged it up. So, yeah.